Facing our inner supremacism with Baldwin. Upholding today's world order won't undo Germany's past. To live with our past needs a forgiving way, enabling us to see how the past was possible. I can give myself over to not needing to be the type of German who needs to feel like Germany runs the world. Germany acts as if it undoes its sins by taking part in running the world. I can give myself over to not needing to be a good German who supports a good Germany helping run the world as a good power, for that fails right now. Our inability to live with our past makes us dehumanize Palestinians and take part in potential genocidal war crimes, as ICJ warns. Baldwin saw the same pattern of dehumanization. He said, "Why do they want to be white? Because it's the only way to justify the slaughter of the Indians and enslaving the blacks. They are trapped." He says, to live with our past does not mean to bargain for forgiveness, but to have a forgiving way of looking that allows us to see how the past was possible. If you don't forgive yourself, you'll never be able, says Baldwin, to forgive anybody else, and you'll go on committing the same crimes forever. He says, try to understand what you have done, why you have done it. That way you can begin to forgive yourself. Baldwin also says, if you don't forgive yourself, you'll never be able to forgive anybody else, and you'll go on committing the same crimes forever. I just said that, oops. Well, where my socialized whiteness is a form of not knowing myself, I need to learn to grieve the self I grew up to strive to be. I can fall apart thanks to the movements in which we can build each other up. I can give myself over to not needing to know myself. I can only find out about life by giving myself over and letting myself be devoured by greater and greater forces. On the way, I discover more and more sides to myself, grow by not needing to know myself in advance. If I'm privileged and in a job, I can stop blackmailing myself with fear of being fired. I can speak my democratic convictions, and if I find no next job because of it, I need solidarity and a movement that grows until the witch hunt burns itself out. Ultimately, our desperate precariousness expresses the desperation of the system. By making us put everything on the line for saying the slightest thing, the desperate system puts itself on the line. I can give myself over to be less blind-walkingly supremacist.